So my name is Maria H. Kwachi Aguzi, the General Manager Technical for Unique Insurance. And today we're going to talk about motor insurance, all that you need to know about motor insurance. So there are three types of motor insurance policies. You have the third party, you have the third party fire and theft, and you also have what you call the comprehensive. The benefits under motor insurance policies vary depending on the type of policy you have. So if you have a third-party policy, the very first thing you do is that you have peace of mind. If you hit somebody's car whilst you're driving to work, you know that you are covered. You don't have to cough money to take care of that damage. That because you have third-party cover, you have peace of mind. You can rest assured that your insurance will take care of it. You also have the financial freedom. It fits into it. You don't have to be coughing up money for somebody's damage when maybe at that point in time you're paying school fees. So peace of mind, you have financial freedom. Now, if you also have a comprehensive policy, apart from taking care of the other person's car, your car is taken care of. Should your windscreen be damaged, should your side mirrors be damaged, should you actually even have a fire where your car is burned, or should your car be stolen, any kind of accidental damage to your vehicle is also covered. So I advise that you take a comprehensive policy actually. That's more help. I'll say yes to some extent. The motor third party policy has basic covers, but then some portion of it can be increased. For instance, the third party property damage cover, which gives you a 7,000 coverage, you always have the option to increase at an additional premium. When it comes to the third-party fire and theft or comprehensive policies as well, you can increase your third-party property damage as well. And then the element of personal accident cover for the driver, or in the case of a commercial vehicle, the maid, can also be increased just as an additional premium. At Unique Insurance, in addition to the standard comprehensive policy, we have also included something special, which is fee towing for every comprehensive policy holder. You have a 50-kilometer radius for towing for your vehicle when it is damaged, so that as you're driving on the road, when something happens and your car stops and it is not accidental, a comprehensive policy holder of Unique Insurance, you can just call the fee toll numbers. The answer is no. The comprehensive motor policy does not give cover for the theft of personal belongings. What it does cover is damage to the vehicle and its accessories. Yes, there are several things that are not covered on any motor insurance policy, be it third party or be it comprehensive. So you always will hear terms and conditions apply. The very first thing I'll say is that every policy holder must read their policy documentation, at least just your certificate. Because for instance, if somebody drives your car without your consent and the vehicle is involved in an accident, you are excluded from any benefit whatsoever. So there are 7 of them. For comprehensive policy holder, for instance, it bears certain portions of the risk, which is called a deductible, or some people call it excess. So to know all the terms and conditions of your policy, please take note of the policy document, just your certificate sheet that's being given to you, so you can find out on it. So there are several documents that are required before your claim can actually be processed. And so how fast your claim will be processed, first of all, depends on how fast you also submit your documentations. And so we're talking about completing a claim form. This could just be done online. In this day and age, you don't need to come to the office to get it done. You could quickly get your claim form submitted, get us estimates of repairs for the damaged vehicle. If it's a third party, we require you to bring a police report and several others. So how fast your claim will be done depends on how fast you also are. Now in Unique Insurance, for a comprehensive policy with an estimate of repairs of less than 2,000 cedis in 2 hours, once the T's and C's are actually acted according to, you can get them settled. So we always encourage people that don't just say insurance people don't pay claims. Do your part by ensuring that all the documentations that are required are submitted. And I can assure you, pronto, you will get your claim settled quickly. Several reasons account for the misconceptions the general populace has when it comes to claim payment. I think one of the things also is that people generally do not take the time to get to understand the policy they have purchased and the terms and conditions. So at a point of claim, when you're supposed to submit documentation, you see people bring part documentation and yet they're expecting that their claims will be expedited. For instance, somebody brings a third-party claim and then it's injury, yet there's no doctor's report, there's nothing talking about the injury that has been sustained. And this feeds into why people think insurance companies don't pay claims. But I can assure you that when you have submitted all the requisite documentation, generally, things will be expedited for you. So the fact that you have a comprehensive policy does not mean that when there's a loss, you are not going to pay anything. The reason is this: if your comprehensive policy has an excess on it, that excess means that you have a portion of the claim to bear. You will be required to pay that portion of the claim, except in an instance where you have bought back your excess by paying an additional premium at the inception of the policy, not at the point of claim. Additionally, we mentioned that insurance is run on principles, so you have what we call terms and conditions. Now, the principle of indemnity, which states that you are supposed to be put in the place in which you were before the accident happened, will require that, for instance, if your car is damaged and we need to spray, a portion is damaged and we need to spray. We can't spray a portion, just the damaged portion. We have to spray the whole car. And so, if you're spraying the whole car, you'll be required to pay for the other part, the undamaged part, that is part bill, which will term it as contribution. So it is not just that insurance people come up at the point of claim to just bring up excuses, but that the policy has terms and conditions, if understood to mean that before the whole car, for instance, is sprayed, when just a portion is damaged, you are responsible for that. So just know that every insurance policy, even though it is comprehensive, does not mean that you don't have to contribute. In some instances, when there's betterment or the car is going to be better than it was before, certainly you'll be required something small. If you're talking about a third-party motor policy, then it is tariff, and so it comes with its own bill. For instance, if you're taking a private individual policy, it's 482 Ghana cedis, and from the National Insurance Commission, there is no discount. Depending on the type of policy you're taking, the premium will vary. If you're doing a third-party policy, you run with a tariff given by the National Insurance Commission, and so depending on your seating capacity or the use of your vehicle, your premium will be given to you. In the case of comprehensive or third-party fire and theft, you have to give us the age of your vehicle, you have to give us the value of your vehicle, and then based on which computations will be done, and then you pay your premium. We also have discount. We talked about discount. We have fleet discount. If you have a fleet of vehicles, you will be given some discount. Now, a policyholder intending to cancel must first of all put this request into writing, and then we will calculate the period that has been used on the policy and refund to you the unused period on the policy. What we will do is to calculate the period that has been used and then refund the period that has not been used. However, you should always ensure to submit the documentation that was given to you at the inception of the policy. There are a host of policies that you can sign up for as an individual, as a corporate institution. As an individual who owns a house, who has property in terms of clothing, in terms of furniture, you can insure that property against fire, against flood, against theft, when your house is broken into and things are stolen. You can also insure your liabilities to people, your neighbors, and people who come into your house, which will be referred to as personal liability. You can also take personal accident policy for yourself. When you're cooking in the house and there's an accident and you get injured, that can also be taken under the personal accident policy. When you desire to travel outside the shores of the country, you can take a travel insurance policy, which will give you cover when you fall ill or when your property, your luggage is stolen. Anything that happens out there, you can also take a travel insurance policy for. As a corporate institution, you're required to insure your workers. So you can take a workman compensation policy or even a group personal accident policy, so that as they work, when they have injuries, you can be catered for. You also can take the goods in transit policy, which will ensure that goods being carted, should there be an accident, is also taken care of. There's a marine insurance policy which takes care of things being conveyed on the sea, even when you're doing that by air. We also have engineering policies, contractors, always for contractors engaged in the business of building structures and all that. So get in touch with us by giving us a call or visit our website, Unique Insurance, where your needs come first.